Our guests here on Roundtable today, we're talking with Dustin Johnson from eHedger, Mike North, the First Capital Ag. Gentlemen, the first thing we probably ought to talk about is that beautiful report that was issued by the USDA last week, which seemed like it drove most of our markets down. Was it the report's fault the markets went down, or were they waiting for some negative information?
Well, I think bottom line is they got caught off guard. And so you
You're
obviously,
who got caught off guard?
Anybody that was betting on the 5 billion bushel number, or the 5 billion bushel carryout ending stocks number that everyone was looking for. Whether you were a long speculator, or you were a commercial end user, or you were somebody that was just playing the market. Bottom line is, if you were looking for 5 billion, you got caught off guard. And so we saw the market tumble, go limit down, fall another 55 cents on Monday, and add to that Tuesday, and we've just seen this slow deterioration through the week. But the report itself is what you make of it, right? If you're a livestock guy, you thought last Thursday's report was heaven sent. If you were holding old crop in the bin, you're still trying to remove the boot from your own rear end. It's one of those things that it's all a matter of where you're at. And so because of the severity of the move, we're going to see different groups jump into this accordingly and take advantage of this move.
Yeah, but we had a little bounce here about midweek, but then today it didn't look very good. Everything closed, I think, red again today. So we're talking on Friday now as the market closed. Of course, the market hours will change coming up on Monday. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But was there any other reasons other than that report that we need to talk about, Dustin, in your comments?
Sure. Well, I think the report's everything. I think Mike said it perfectly. It caught people off guard. I think there was this overwhelming opinion that we just couldn't break through those lows that corn's seen for so long. This $7 level, $6.75 level that we're starting to break through. It's just, we have that short-term memory that corn just cannot break. But really, it's not that surprising. And when you look at the numbers, the feed-in residual for corn is down 7% in the first half of the 2012 marketing year. It was the exact same, down 7% last year for the first half of the year. So feed-in residual being down that much, it really wasn't that surprising. I think that we just got to get used to the fact that corn doesn't have to stay at those premium levels.
Is our demand going to increase now? Our use will probably increase at lower prices, but will that add to our demand at this point in time?
Yeah, I think it will. I think as we've walked through the marketing year, we've had to curtail exports because of where prices were at, and this long-held $7 number really.
There's 4 countries selling corn cheaper to China than we are.
Absolutely, and so that's going to bring it back. In fact, it already has. We hear the Japanese come in on Sunday buying 500,000 metric tons. They say they need another 700,000 more. Wow. Korea comes in the next day and says we're going to buy 1.1 million metric tons. So the buyers are seeing this low price, and they're recognizing where they're at. They know that we have a summer market coming ahead of us and the potential for another drought discussion. They know the balance sheet is tight. They know that this is the lowest price they've seen since last spring. They're taking advantage of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if ethanol plants start coming online, since we've seen ethanol prices come up about 35 cents.
3 of them that were at shutdown have actually started up again.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised if more of them follow suit as the ethanol prices come up and the corn prices come down. I really believe you'll start to see that happen. And you'll start to see livestock guys move away from that wheat that they've had in their ration. As they run their inventories out, they'll be moving back into more corn in the ration, and you'll start to see that work its way back towards corn.
But that's not good for the wheat growers, is it? No. They could use them. We've been having trouble with the wheat growers.
The good news, though, is China's been buying some wheat this past week, and there's talk there's more coming, and so and we have to remember that the Oceania region is in a drought too. The New Zealand and Australian areas are under severe stress right now, and so that availability of feed wheat that we had to supplement this high price of corn into that Asian market last year isn't there, and so wheat's got to play there, where we could see a lot of wheat moving into that region for feed wheat and human consumption.
Well, it's going to have to come from somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no problem about that. And we really are in a world market. Sometimes it's hard to see that because we talk about everything here in the United States, but when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the world market here on U.S. Farm Report.